Hello, everybody from St. Petersburg, Florida. I'm Rob Gorman. I'm related to Miss Nakamoto, I guess by marriage. And we'd like to welcome everybody to tonight's webinar. And welcome to, as Ron would say, Friday Night Live.
Thank you. Good job. Good job. All right. Welcome to everyone. We're glad you are here. We have a good turnout of 273 already. There's a lot of excitement among founders because there's lots of things happening. We are in a momentous period, lots of traction going on. And I think all of us want to know as much as we can about what is happening in this great company called ONPASSIVE. So tonight, our topic is multi-region data centers. And we have our tech guys with us, tech professionals, as well as Jeffrey Morlock, who are going to speak today, and Marty DeGarmo, who is a regular contributor. So let's see, let's make sure that Collins is here. Okay, let me make you a co-host, Collins. And Oliver.
Hey, Lynn, I have to.
He's going to be a little.
Lynn,
he's running
I
a
muted
little.
your husband because you were giving an echo background, so I muted your husband.
Oh, okay.
Now
okay.
You're good.
All right, thank you for doing that. And we have Oliver Fonte, who'll be coming in very shortly, and we have Vincent Ete. So we're going to begin now with, since Oliver is running a bit late, we'll begin with Vincent. You want to start, Vincent?
Oh, thank you, Auntie Lynn. Thank you, everyone. Hello, everyone. So nice to see you tonight for this great webinar. So today I'm going to talk about the multi-region data center. So the multi-region data center, well, first of all, I'll try because Oliver is supposed to be here and do the introduction, but because Oliver is not here, so I'll try to define what is a data center before I can go deeper to advantages of having multiple data center. So a data center is a facility that centralizes an organization, share IT operation and equipment for the purpose of storing, processing, and then dismantling the data and an application. So this is how the data center works, because all the IT infrastructure, IT equipment, networking, application, databases, they are all working under the data center. This is all this information come together and then they call it a data center. So this is like a big house where we have all the IT equipment there, including the data inside. So that's where the name data center come from. But today I'm going to talk about the 5 points of data center, the 5 advantages. So first one will be like cost effective, and then I'll talk about data security, scale pay need, and also mobility and data recovery. So I'll start from the first point, which is cost effective. So when enterprises choose for cloud-based data center, they have to pay no maintenance costs. Like if you decided to go for cloud data center, you don't pay anything to maintain your system, the whole IT system, because this is provided by the cloud company. So that's why I would say is a cost effective. So you spend less money for maintaining your whole system. It's not like the whole fashion IT equipment where you need to maintain your system or everything. But in cloud data center, you don't need to spend money for the maintenance. So with the second point, I'll go for data security. And then I think it's one of the major concern for every business, regardless of the size or industry, and also the security of its data. So everyone is concerned about the security of the data. But with the data center, they look after the security of the data. So this is the second advantage of the data center. So, and then the third one, scale, we have a scale pay need. So what this means is that in the traditional data center, company plan ahead for the equipment they need to purchase, like hardware. They have to plan what type of the hardware, what they need before the purchases. But with the new data center, with the new cloud environment today, you don't need to do, you pay according to your needs. Let's say you have today a need for 20 gig, you pay for the 20 gig. If tomorrow you need again, you can increase your need. So that's what they call it, scale as pay needs. So you pay according to your needs. So you don't have to spend a lot of money, put it in place, and then you don't use it, because a lot of companies waste a lot of money in that case. They spend a lot of money for hardware, purchase servers, resources, and then sometimes they don't use half of them. So this is a waste also for them. But with the cloud data center today, you only use what you need. You pay for what you need. If you need more, you increase again the investment in that. So, and then the fourth point I will talk about is the mobility. Mobility, we all know that when the COVID-19 came to the world, most people was working from home, and then this is a part of mobility, which cloud-based data center is easy accessible via smartphone. Also, you can use any devices with security credentials to support your remote networking. That means if you have a virtual private network, sometimes they call VPN. If you have the VPN, and then you connect to your VPN first, your internet connection, your VPN, and then you can connect to your corporate network. So this is the facility also of the cloud-based data center. It also, this thing also enable the employees to carry on their work on the go. It could be 24/7. They can do their job anytime, via any device. Is also they can work anywhere in the world and everywhere they want. So this is also part of the cloud mobility in the cloud. So, and then also in top of that, you don't need to do upgrade. Let's say if you have a Windows 2016 or maybe Server 2016, and then you want to upgrade to 2019, you don't need to do anything. The upgrade, the cloud company do after the upgrade. Even if you want to do also the update, they also do automatically for you. So the service provider is in charge of doing all this. So this is part of the mobility. It saves also time, and then the maintenance cost for IT engineers, reducing the IT team workload. So this is also one benefit of having the cloud-based data center. So the data center help. And then the five part of this topic will be a disaster recovery. So the data is loaded for like every data we're working for the cloud data center. If your company register and then all your business is with the cloud data center, every single thing your company doing with them is recorded, is backup in the data center. So they record everything. So for them to get all your information back to is like a click of few minutes, they will get everything back, because your Windows system, your database, your application, everything is recorded there. And then they can record everything, anything happen like in terms of disaster recovery, or maybe a power cut, anything happen in your company, or maybe we have a fire, your company is burned, and then the data center can recover all your information, all your business, just in a few minutes for you. And then everything, your company can come back to where the company used to be before the disaster or before the power cut happened. Because this big company, they also have a power, they have also the big generators. Some of the data center, they have generators, power banks, and then so that anything happen is continuity, the business continuity. So it will not have any interruption. But the whole fashion business system, if you have your server on site, and then sometimes electricity, the company cannot afford to maybe pay a generator or maybe power bank, and then we are all stuck, we are office, we cannot move forward. But with the cloud, the data center, multi-region cloud center today, even anything happen to your business, you can still carry on doing because it will not affect you. Any other data center can respond immediately to your business, and then you can carry on doing your business. So I will also try to summarize what I've said just now in couple points. So the data center increase productivity. So the data center also improve redundancy and then also flexibility. So the data center deliver the high availability and ensure business continuity and support disaster recovery plan. So we have a security, mitigate risk, and then improve also energy efficiency. Like I said just now, we have some company data centers, they have a battery bank. Some of them have generators, or some of them have a redundant power source where if anything happen, if like electricity is cut in this region where the data center is, or maybe where your business is, it will not affect your business because the data center, they have those generators who can respond to your business. We have also cost reduction and profitability and scalability. So this is the advantage of having multi-region data center. So in our business, it's going to profit the business, and then we're going to give us a better productivity in our business and our company. So I will leave it until Lynn. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Vincent, for discussing the advantages of a cloud-based data center, a multi-region data center. Appreciate it. Now we go on to Oliver Fonte, who is going to be talking about an overview of data centers. You can take the mic now.
Yeah, hi everybody. Just want to say hi, and sorry I'm a little bit late. Yeah, our multi-region data center. This is what our CEO has put in place. He has done a wonderful job. And data center, we cannot, a company like ONPASSIVE, we can't let other providers to store our data because it's a big risk for us with the magnitude of the kind of data that ONPASSIVE, like he told us last time, that OConnect cannot run in a different data center. It must be on our own premise. That was when he said that, I took a deep breath. I said, there we go. And being in the field that all our data is going to be in our own prem, or in our own environment, or in our own multi-region data centers, and that is hybrid AI. In fact, we are topping the game. Like he told us on Monday that we started from the sky. With our data center, we are from the sky. We've started from the sky because I've not seen any company that has started, a newborn baby company that started with their own data center. My brother Vincent just gave a little bit introduction about it. I will not go back to that. Thank you very much, Vincent. And he talks about the availability. One way of the availability with a multi-region data center is once you let's say you relocate, you move to England, or you move to Germany, you move to the United States, you move to Africa, immediately you log in. Since our data center is hybrid, our multi-region data center is hybrid, wherever you are, immediately you log in, it will pick that location. It will pick that location and sign you in. You start doing your work as if nothing has happened. Because when we talk about multi-region data center, and with what I know we have is hybrid. First, hybrid. What is a hybrid data center? A hybrid data center is on-prem. You store your data on-prem, and the hybrid is the cloud. I just want us to understand. So when I use those words, we should understand what I'm trying to say. The data center is on-prem, where companies store their data on their premise or in their building. They will have a small data center there. And when you talk about the hybrid again, which is the cloud, so it's connected. The data center is connected to the cloud. I just want us to understand this. So when I'm using those words, we should be able to understand. I have to break it down. So the hybrid partner there in our multi-region data center, once you store your data, it connects straight to the cloud also. And our cloud The availability, like I said, that you access it wherever it is virtually, you can access those data virtually. And for what our CEO told us about our data, that we have a capacity of, it can take 1 billion users. This is for a newborn baby company like ONPASSIVE. This is why the CEO told us that we are starting from the sky. For us to have a multi-region data center that is cloud hybrid also, that with a capacity of 1 billion, this is huge. And we 10 or 20 people or 100,000 people can run on that same data center simultaneously, the same time, running different applications and different products at the same time. Our system will not blink. This is something that we have to give our CEO a big kudos on that. Then the technology that is also involved, that is connected to our servers, our data center, our multi-region data center, is unspeakable. It's unspeakable. But I have not seen it. I've not seen the flow diagram. All of us have not seen the flow diagram, but we are talking from what we know that is there. At least he told us about fiber optic cables. The function of fiber optic cable, the speed of fiber optic cable, the brightness of our picture. If you look at our new website that he told us on Monday, look at the brightness of it. Look at the speed when you log in into your back office, into your OFounder page, the back office. The speed that is going to send you your OTP code to your email is within milliseconds. So that is the function of fiber optic cable. Come again, we have the Internet Protocol version 4 and the Internet Protocol version 6, which is hybrid also. This is huge. This is huge. And the hybrid and the Internet Protocol is for you to connect into the system. I want us to understand this. That is why we have to, which is the IP. It is also hybrid. That's what we call the IPv4 and the IPv6. Is the connection between, or to give you access to the data center. So with that, the IPv6 comes with its own connection. Look at our OMail. Our OMail, we don't have any spams folder. IPv6 has that capability that blocks all spams. The IPv6 has that capability that blocks all the spams. Then when we also talk about, let me go now into our security in our multi-region database center. Since we are in multiple locations, we have to comply to all the international standards. Let's say in Europe, we have the GDPR, and also have the international standard ISO 27001, ISO 27002. These are the compliance policies, standard policies, the international standard policies. The European, they do have theirs. I think last time the CEO told us about one that the guy that we didn't even know about it. I give him kudos for that. Come again to our security in our multi-region data center, which is hybrid with cloud. We have the auto dictation action. That this is the importance now of AI. That is part of our technology and the power of artificial intelligence that we do have with the automation, the integration. With the security, AI also has its own security, that auto protection device there also, or capability that comes with it, that can predict future and present attacks that want to come. They'll block the firewalls and they cannot penetrate us. That is why we do have a very powerful security within our multi-region data center. This alone, we also have a robust data control feature. A robust data control feature is to block all the ports if there's anything that wants to come in, the vulnerabilities, the threats that wants to come. AI, with that capacity, with that feature in there, is going to block it, and our system are going to be risk-free. The CEO told us last time that they've checked everything on our system, zero risk. He also told us about downtime and uptime, 0 and 100%, nothing, free. This is huge. Work in the field, being in the field, what I'm seeing with ONPASSIVE and our technology is huge. And our multi-region data center has all these capabilities. And for for us to have all of these, and the CEOs told us that they've been they've been testing the other regions since November more than 7 times. This is wonderful. This is wonderful, and this is huge. And for us to have a multi-region data center, let me go back again where I just said that 1 million people can log in the same time simultaneously in multiple applications or products at the same time. This is mind-blowing. This is mind-blowing. Our technology is sophisticated, secured, and superior when it comes to our data center. And our data center, this is huge and it's a big market. I don't want to call the other ones their name. When I look at their own system and compare with what we have and in the future, I think we are more than 500 to 1,000 miles away from them with what we have now, for what I know. That the CEO has just talked a little bit, he just threw some headlight on them. And with what I also know, and with the future, some of the features that we have with AI, AI is embedded in all our stuff, our servers also. He told us last time, I think that was last week or a week ago, that our servers are ready, prepared for whatever capacity of data that wants to come in. And he told us that was a month or 2 months ago that the 1 billion is going to be scalable. That will increase at any time that more data that comes in, more it will be scaling. They'll be scaling from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4. This is something that, in fact, when we talk about how we are going to run the data center, I don't want to go into that. But the more data, we have products, we have applications, or staff. We have O Connect, O Academy. These are products that are going to be running big data in, and data is money, trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars. Again, we have 5G. We have 5G and the best of savers. That is also going to be with AI embedded into them. I just want to say this, that we should have that confidence. We should be proud of ourselves, what we have. And we should pray for our CEO all the time for him to have that wisdom, the strength. Because for him to carry this huge duty or responsibility, and for what I've seen is that he has studied all the other data centers, and then the gaps that the other data center they got, he took it and fixed our own multi-region data center. I want to leave it there. Auntie Lynn, thank you. And I'm sorry again for coming late. Thanks.
That's okay, we forgive you. Your content was worth it, was worth the wait. Thank you, Oliver. Right, now we have, who's coming next?
Collins.
Jeffrey, yeah? Wait. Oh, Collins. Okay, Collins, come on down.
Yes, Auntie Lynn, just want to greet everyone again. Good evening, everyone, or that is UK time, 1 a.m. in the morning. Hi, Jeffrey, and just want to greet Maddie. Yeah, so we're talking about multi-region data center. You know, Braulio have just said it all, and Vincent, you know, the definition was perfect, spot on. So what we want to do here, like we're coming to explain this, we're just saying based on our own perspective, what we understand as data center, the idea we have. We know our CEO knows more than what we know. We are not like working for ONPASSIVE, but people who've been in the field and we've seen all these applications. We know much about data center. All right, so we always know data is money. And sometimes when they talk about data, a lot of people don't really understand what is data. Data is your personal information. Anything you do online is data. Whatever click you do is data. Your money saved in the bank is data, because normally when you pull the money out, it's physical cash. But when it's in the bank, it's just data, it's just numbers. You know, so where do we store those numbers? In a server. The servers is stored in a data center. So data center is like, you know, thousands and millions of servers in a data center, as Vincent said. Now, why do we need a data center? Just a conclusion. We need it because we know many customers will come, millions and billions of customers. I think when, was it last 3 months or last year, I was talking about data center with Oliver here. So we went back when we saw all the product that's coming. The first thing I called Oliver, I said, you know what, we need a data center. I said, if we don't have data center, most of those providers will really suck our money, suck ONPASSIVE money out. That's one of the things I said. I said, with what I'm seeing, I'm sure maybe in the future our CEO will build data center. 1 month after, our CEO said we have a data center. I was just like, thank God, because we know company pay millions upon millions, and just like Meta. So the more data you have, the more they tell you to pay. And data is like, you know, data center is like your heartbeat. You know, heartbeat, they can just shut you down at any time. If you don't pay or you don't comply, they can just shut, and you don't even know if they are messing up with your data. You know, so having our own data center is massive and it's huge, because as Brother Oliver said, we're talking about O Connect, we're talking about O Academy. All these things, all this application will need millions and millions of data. We're talking about pictures, we're talking about videos, talking about, you know, teachers coming on with their lectures in O Academy. We're talking about, you know, O Connect. We're sitting Zoom here. You know, this is massive data. 333 people. That's huge. It's huge data. And the more data, the more they will ask you. So the reason why we have this, one, is cost effective for ONPASSIVE. We don't have to pay again because we have it. You know, one, it is safe and it is secure, because it's just like you keep your own money in your own house. You know where it is. You know it is secure. You know, and then look at its scalability, as Oliver said. You know, the more it is, the infrastructure is just like it's scalable. It is like, you know, you can opt it. You can just, you know, the more you have the volume of customer come, you can just like optimize it, just increase it and increase it, scalable, maximize it the way you want, any shape or form. You know, everyone who is in is better, you know, and the security behind it, they've just already talked about it. So the reason, and we're talking about multi-region, as Vincent said. So we have, when one region shut down, you will not even notice. You will not even notice. But just imagine you have one data center and there's a fire disaster. What will happen? We are gone. We are dead. Because you just have to wait until you rebuild the data center again. That will take months and time for repairs. But anything can happen with one, the rest will just kick off. And that is the beauty about the data center, what Mr. Ashbofara have done. So I will leave it there. And the good news about data center is we are safe. Remember, we have all wallet, we have all of those things. We're keeping everything in-house so we can manage it effectively and efficiently. So I just want to leave it there. Thank you, Lynn.
Thank you. I think today, just from what the three of you have said, we understand why we need to have our own data center, and we now understand the advantages of having a multi-region data center. So at this time, we would like to have Jeffrey Morla come in. He's a techie, he loves technology, and he was very excited to be able to contribute tonight. So come on down, Jeffrey.
Oh, bless your heart. You make me sound good. I don't know if I'm a techie. I'm probably more of a little bit of a nerd geek, little dorky. I mean, I'm not like these guys. These guys, man, they blow my mind every time I listen to them. And I love listening to them because you pick up these tidbits, these snippets of information that help you put the puzzle together to see the big picture. So there's not a lot that I can really add to that, but I am excited. You're absolutely right. We have, we're working on multi-regional data centers right now now. We've got them in the works. We've been developing those since last December. But now get this, Mr. Mufar talked about it and said, perhaps today or by the end of this weekend or something, that we should have the completion or the tentative date at least for our first data center to go live. Oh my goodness. Oliver talked about that. He talked about how huge that is for ONPASSIVE, and he gave us some reasons why that is so huge. But in a nutshell, that really, it allows us ONPASSIVE to do what we want to do without being strapped with somebody else's rules. Because it's like it said, when we live in somebody else's house, you got to live by their rules. I mean, growing up, as long as you're under my roof, yeah, same thing with the data centers there. And get this, again, as Oliver had indicated, our first data center is going to accommodate 1 billion people running multiple applications, right? Using multiple products. That is phenomenal. I've never in my life ever heard, not a techie like them, but I think they said too, they've never heard of a company in pre-launch, launching with the ability to do that, right? Using multiple products, 1 billion people at the same time. Now, Mr. Mufara talked about this earlier in the week during the roundtable, which was absolutely excellent, by the way. And if you slow it down to 0.75 and you listen to what they're saying, you can get a good thing from it. As long as I'm at it, let me give Marty you some kudos. I went over again. Your 360 this week was absolutely phenomenal. So I really liked that. But anyway, like I was saying, the data center is going to be able to handle using multiple products. And we don't mean just 1 or 2. We're talking 20 or 30, right? And again, I think it was Oliver said the system's not even going to blink. It's going to take it. It's beefed up. That is absolutely unheard of. I know last week I talked in my video saying, that we wanted to make it handle at least 500 million. So when Ash came out and said it's going to be handling 1 billion, man, I couldn't sleep for a while. I started chunking some numbers. And, if we think about that, then you're talking about 20 billion applications and all the peripherals, and they're all running simultaneously at the same time. Holy camole. Oh, man. Another good thing that we're going to know is I think I may have mentioned that we're going to know when it's going to go live, and when it does, or probably just prior to it going live, they're going to have to migrate all of our data to there. And I think it was Mr. Fonte who was talking about once we have our stuff, we need to have our own house. We need to have that in our own data system, because he's absolutely right. It is dangerous. It's risky for us to have the technology and the proprietary stuff that we've got and the massivity of it all sitting in somebody else's house. That's not a good idea. I can't express enough how absolutely huge this is for ONPASSIVE. And our idea here is to have multiple data centers. And I know that we're going to start, or at least Mr. Mufar was talking about how the idea is to get everybody connected to a data center that is close to them, or at least in their region or to the closest region. And that he was going to start with having data centers on, I think, each continent, and then eventually scale it, down to the country level and maybe every other country or something. But there's going to be a lot of them, and that is going to put us in a powerful position. And I think, Oliver, man, I'm using your stuff a lot tonight, Oliver. I think you were talking about how fast it is going to run. I mean, this is absolutely lightning speed that we're talking about here, and it's very, very powerful. And I really feel like this is defining ONPASSIVE class. It's another step yet in showing the massivity of the ultimate value that we're going to be providing. So, hey, hang on to your hats. Be grateful. Be patient. It's happening. Thank you, Lynn. That's about all I've got.
That was great, Jeffrey. Awesome. Loved it. All right, now it's time for our Marty DeGarmo to come and join us.
Dun, dun, dun. Thanks, guys. Yeah, this is fascinating stuff. Last few weeks been looking at data centers, and I didn't have any idea how many there are, how big they are, what they do, and I was blown away. I mean, absolutely blown away. And what I found out, what separates us from most of them, maybe all of them, but the main thing is there's data centers everywhere, right? There's data centers that are absolutely huge. Equinox was founded in 1998. It's got 7,273 employees. It's got 24 countries that it covers. It's got 202 data centers with 12 more on the way, okay? Data Reality, founded in 2004, 214 data centers, 1,530 employees, 14 countries. And we go down and down and down and down. In fact, about 7 or 8 or 9 is Amazon. Now, the difference, which is really cool, because I said, well, we better be different, because it's not like we're going to throw 100,000 people in this right away. It's going to take time. And what was neat about the hybrid, what these tech guys were saying, the hybrid data center helps business leverage technology, right? So it recognizes an ideal solution to scale and for security. All right. It's actually made for IT, and it's scalable. It's a moving, scalable. That's why it's hybrid. Hybrid data center means it's mixed computing and storage environment, right? Adoption of hybrid IT infrastructure combines with the benefits of on-premise data center, private clouds, and public cloud services, making it quick response any business needs. Advantage of a hybrid cloud lies in the ability to handle all workloads at very cost effective. And believe it or not, this is good news. Other big companies, and I mean big, are switching to hybrid if they can, because it does so much more. It's more efficient. And because we were talking about IT, a hybrid now it's almost like artificial intelligence. It's actually adjusting by what the demand is on the run. So it's demand. If the demand is more this, it goes that way. If demand is more this, it goes that way. So while the company is building the one which is done, I'm sure it's done, they're also doing other ones in many countries. Now, eventually, if you do the technology, it costs more, but it's more efficient, so you need less people, and you don't need as many. It's what it sounds like from what I'm seeing, and I believe these guys are saying the same thing. So it's mind-blowing what it'll do. And then I was trying to think, man, why would we, even with AWS being like 10th on the thing, but the reason they're 10th is their data center is set up to do what they need to do. It's not, there's different data centers for what people are doing, but a hybrid can switch. Like if you get more one way or more the other, it will actually automatically switch over to what you need. That's mind-blowing. And that's the kind of data center he's setting up, and he's going to do it in multiple regions. Mind-blowing. Absolutely. It costs more, but asked before, he doesn't care about that. But it's much more efficient and can adjust on the fly, just like everything Ash is doing. Technology, artificial intelligence, adjust on the fly. That's good, that's bad, that's good, that's bad, throws away the bad, brings the good, and then it analyzes what you have, and the next time out, it makes it better. So, yeah, it's fascinating. I am not an IT guy, but that's just what I was looking at anyway. That's all I got. Anyway, it was fun looking at it.
That was really good for a non-IT guy. I'm impressed, Marty. Good research. So at this time, I think the 6 of us here, you 5 guys can actually chime in on what Marty has said. I think what's exciting about our data centers is how superior I think it's going to be to what currently exists in the market today. I think one of the factors that make it superior is that Ash Mufareh is not focused on profits. He's not focused on making the dollar. Therefore, he is focused on quality and superiority. So he's not going to be tight. You know what I mean? Whatever it takes to make our data center the best, he's going to spend the money. He's going to invest wisely in the data center, and all of us stand to benefit. In fact, the world stands to benefit. We will benefit as a company because our data is going to be secure. We will never have to depend on a third party to house our data. That's security, and that's first and foremost when we have such valuable proprietary software and technology. We don't want people to have their eyes on what we have. So having our own data center protects us. And in addition, think about the cost savings, right? Because we don't have to go outside and pay big bucks to, for example, AWS monthly. You know, the fees that you're going to be paying to AWS or some other cloud hosting data center are tremendous. Millions, and over time, maybe even billions. You know what I'm saying? It's big, big money. So we're having big savings from that. And as well, think about the income potential, because companies are going to come to us to store their data. Why? Because we have a superior data center, AI embedded, IPv4, IPv6 hybrid, fiber optic cables, AI, everything in one. And more than that, the cost is going to be less. So once you offer a better service at a lower price, what does that equate to? It equates to value. And when you have value, what happens? Customers will go to you. You don't have to go to them. They will come to you. So this is what we're providing to the world, a huge, huge benefit, in my opinion. So I would like to talk about the superiority of this data center that is coming to be a reality very, very soon. Let's talk about aspects of that. Oliver, Vincent, Collins, Jeffrey, Marty, any of you can chime in on that.
Yeah,
Any aspect of that.
Yeah, let me jump into that. One very, very good, important thing, or the value that is going to bring, is that we have control over our data. We have control over our data. Everything is within our control. We manage it. We secure it. There's one other insecurity. Let me go in security about when I did talk about a robust data control for the vulnerability, the threat. We are going to have zero because of AI. Another value that is going to bring to us again is that control that we are going to have. We have a lot of customers that is going to come to us. My former job, my former employee paid more than $1 million a month only for data. The CEO told us, that was last year, that when we were still with GoFounder, before we moved to OFounder, that he paid just for the OFounder alone to AWS. I think it was 100,000 plus. I don't know the exact number. Now that we are 1.something million, 1.3 something, with all these huge applications that we have control. I really want to emphasize on the control that we're going to have, and the security, like Sister Lynn just talked about, the 3S: secure, sophisticated, and superior. We are going to lead, and we have modern technology, not like the other ones. My big brother Madi just talked about companies that they do have IPv4, IPv6, like Lynn also said. Ours is hybrid. Internet Protocol version 4 and Internet Protocol version 6, which is the IPv4 and IPv6 that are hybrid. Yeah, version 4, version 5, version 6, automatic, that kicks in automatic, tatak. I don't see any company. Fiber optic cables alone, they are the most expensive cable that you can think of. Most other companies use coax cables, but we have fiber optic cables. Like the CEO told us about a few months back, that all our servers are being connected with fiber optic cables. Very expensive, sophisticated technology. A lot of other companies now do have 5Gs, but you can imagine what our fiber optic cables, Internet Protocol 4, 5, 6, modern technology, servers, modern servers with AI. I don't see any company that is going to beat us. I don't see any company that's going to beat us. That is the control. That is the control that we have within our system and within our technology. And that I don't work in the field for me to see a company that they do have their own data, multiple data center in multiple regions, different locations. 1 million people, 3 million people can log in, work simultaneously, the same time. It's mind-blowing. And the servers will not blink. We are leading already on that angle. We are leading. Control, we have control. No dependence. There's one thing in IT, dependent, that companies depend to other companies. Therefore, they have control over you guys. But from domain account to our multi-region data center, we have control. We control everything. There's no dependent. Thank you.
Yeah. Ladies, I would just like to add something on that. Yeah, so yeah, Oliver, well done. You've just said it all. Just want to add, because Maddie said something on, the other companies with the number of employees, they have. So as Oliver said, we're talking about, latest technology. With latest technology, you don't need to have a lot of employees. I will say this because last week, there was a project we want to run for our company, I was a project at the Canadian, it's something to do with Canada. So no, Australia. So we're looking at it, look at all the software we're supposed to build for them. But one of the things we said we cannot do perfectly and we need to get people who can do that is about automation. Because if you use one person like me without automation, it means you need 100 of me to do that same job. But to do the same job, you need one person if you want one person to do that job, it means that person needs to be an automated person, somebody who can write code, automate it, build the software, and then we can just run it just by a single click. So when we look at latest technology moving forward and we look at ONPASSIVE, the way it is, every product is automated. Going into our data center, most of the functions that will be there will be automated. Do you need a lot of people to sit there? No, you don't need them. Because it's already automated. It's just run by single click. So that is one of the things, modern technology in these our days now, every company want to go by automation, and it is difficult because one, it is very expensive. Thank God our CEO is someone who can offer the money. He said, to pay is nothing. Can you do it? Yes. Just tell me if you can do it. Because the moment you automate, then you cut down cost of too many employees sitting there to do the same thing, run it and look at it over and over again. And with that, sometimes most of the employees, you get tired. For how long can you sit for 8 hours watching something? At one point, you will miss something. But if someone can sit there and automate everything, it will just run by itself, 24/7, non-stop. And again, with data center, because someone asked a question, how large is data center? It depends. All days, a data center can be like a football pitch. A data center, one data center can be like a football pitch. But now you don't really need that size. Because what? You can reduce it, compress it. For instance, think about your hard drive. All days, you used to have like a big hard drive, right? Big hard drive. How many? They call it, I think it was gigabyte or what? But now you have 1 terabyte, like this pen. 1 terabyte, you can just compress it and it's there. Gigabyte can take how many people? But now terabyte can take hundreds of thousands of people in a single pen like this. Think about data center. If they can compress it like this, a terabyte can be like this. And we're talking about data center holding this data. You don't need massive data center like Phil. You just need a room, and that will take 1 million people or 1 billion people because everything is compressed and just sit in a rack and saver, tiny rack and saver. and can hold all of those. That's why we look at the old way and we look at modern technology where you don't need too much space, but you need sophisticated equipment to do that and technology to run. And with the fans and everything will move smoothly. So we are on top of the game because we are now in the era of technology where technology have just hit the peak. And with the latest code and everything, this is the right time for ONPASSIVE. Build with AI, automated, and we are just good. We are just good. Every day when I look at it, I say, my goodness, this is the right time for ONPASSIVE. So thank you, Lynn. Just want to throw that out there.
Vincent or Jeffrey, Marty?
Yeah, can I throw a little wrench in the works here?
Yes, you may.
It's not really a wrench. It's kind of the way my mind was just working. I was listening to these wonderful, very knowledgeable guys, and everything they said is just absolutely true. And the technology at our command that ONPASSIVE has, and the expertise that we have got. I mean, he said the other day, you take the top 100 countries in the world, and at least 50 of them we've got engineers and techs from. So our technical prowess is not in question. But one of the things that really trips my trigger or gives me goosebumps is knowing that ONPASSIVE is doing what's right because it's right. And we're going forward with the whole idea of lifting humanity, and everything that we're doing is driving toward that as opposed to driving toward products and profits. So everything that we do is being done for the right reason, from the right mindset with heart. So no matter what we do or where we go, we know that we're going to be successful, we're going to be on top of it, we're going to be superior, and we're going to be all these things because it's the heart of Ash Mufareh that's driving this, and it's not the almighty dollar, and it's not the technology in the world, albeit we're using that to take us where we want to go. So I have no doubt in my mind that as we go forward with more and more data centers, and there's going to be lots of them, if we go forward with all the renewable, sustainable energies that are absolutely mind-blowing, when we go forward with these technologies and these new products and these labs that we're coming up with, everything is all run with the same heart in the same direction for the same purpose. So I'm in awe of listening to these guys because it just makes me appreciate Mr. Mufareh more.
Yes, Jeffrey. We always say that ONPASSIVE is a paradigm shift, and we see it when we describe the company. It's so different from any other company we've been with or heard about. The philosophy is different. The philosophy of not putting the almighty dollar first is very unusual. The philosophy of putting people before profits is also unusual. The philosophy of helping humanity is kind of unusual. Most companies don't focus on that. It may be a byproduct, maybe something peripheral, but not normally at the center of a corporation's philosophy. So when I think about ONPASSIVE, I think how unusual it is, how wonderful it is, how much of a game changer this company is going to be for the world. The impact this company is going to have, as well as Mr. Ash Mufareh as well, is going to be humongous. And only time will tell. Right now it's talk, because we haven't gotten to that point yet, but time will tell. As this company launches and starts to spread its goodwill to the world, and as we, as founders, spread goodness to humanity, I think we're going to be a huge impact. We'll be a huge force, a good force in this world. That's how I feel about this company. It's so special. And I love it. I love the fact that all of us here, well, most of us here who are in ONPASSIVE, realize the value that this company is offering, not only to us, but to the world. That's why I think we're so, so special. We're blessed. Marty, did you want to chime in on anything?
Lynn, before Maddie comes, just want to add
Oh,
something.
please do. Take your time. Go ahead.
You know, I was just like, when Jeffrey said, I was just looking at all our products, because just for all the founders and those who are watching to really see this, we're talking about more than the product that we will have, both physical and digital products. So just take, for instance, one product, ONET. We know ONET, a lot of people use it. Hundreds of millions of people will use this. And all of this information will go to our data center. So it means when you go on your laptop and you're using ONET, what you're hitting the server. And where the server is in the data center. Think about OMail. Millions of people will use it. The same time it's running. OConnect, the same time it's running. You know, we're talking about all these products, Staff, Counting. Just look at it, Academy. Millions and millions of people, hundreds of millions. Just imagine the traffic that will be moving in and out of the data center. And as Oliver said, it will not even blink. We're talking about all our products. If we go live with all these products we have, and you think about the traffic moving, it's just like flashes of light moving, millions and billions of people hitting that server. And all the servers, they are all in the data center. Just, it's mind-blowing. It's just crazy.
And plus the not only the cost, but the technology to be able to have that capacity must have been very challenging, you know. And what I like about Mr. Ashmafara is that nothing stops him. Nothing is impossible in his mind. So he conceives of something and he says, let's do it. Right, Collins? That's how he works, Oliver?
Yeah, that's true. You are right, Lynn. Just same. Yeah, because normally you need to look at the challenges, look at all the products, think about billions of people. We're talking about 5.5 billion internet users. Say 2 billion coming, hitting this in 1 year. And the server is just there. The data center is just there receiving all this volume of data in and out, traffic in and out from multiple regions, multiple locations. And as Oliver said, it will not even blink. One data center shut down in one region, those in that region will just go to the nearest region. You will not even notice that something has even happened. Disaster recovery, what Vincent just said. And you'll be sitting in the comfort of your home without even realizing something is happening. But it's just like they have cloned you alone 1 billion times hitting a server. And that's just if you can just imagine, honestly, it's mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. And that's where most companies are making money. Those who own data center, they are just like, that's what they are ripping people off. Because if not, they'll shut you down. They'll shut you down. Data center is like your heart. They shut your heart down, you are dead.
Yeah, let me also add onto that. Thank you very much, my brother Collins, for adding that. Customer satisfaction. That is what our CEO is putting forward. His branding, marketing, advert, but he makes sure that our customers are going to be satisfied. If you look at our products, no, I don't see any CEO. I don't see any CEO that will come to ONPASSIVE to come and buy a product, any of our product, or staff, or chart. And when he comes, they'll show him the catalog that we have. Our data center is like this. These are the technology that is there. Is in multi-region, hybrid, you know, AI. Then the cost also, he will compare with what they pay now. They will sign immediately. They will sign immediately. And for the migration, one of my friends, founders also asked me that the CEO said that that will be migration of data, which therefore means our old founder page will be shut down for 1 or 2 days or for how many days? I said, no. We will not even feel it or even notice that anything has happened. Like Brother Collins just said, it will move smoothly and we will not realize our co-founder page will be moving without knowing that that there's any migration taking place. I just want to let us know, like my former company, we were doing migration. I was the one leading that the security team for the migration from our data center to AWS. Nothing. We didn't realize anything. We didn't realize even anything that they are doing any migration. They are moving data from one place to the other. You know, I just want to add that there. Thank you, Auntie Lynn.
Thank you very much. Marty, take the floor.
Yeah, I think, you know, the way I see Ash and the company, you know, Ash is like a chef, right? I mean, if you take flour, milk, a little bit of water, 350 degrees, and put it in the oven for 20, 30 minutes, you have a cake. In ONPASSIVE, he focused on value, high quality, high technology, artificial intelligence. And if you take all these ingredients, it adds up to something that he's not trying to get, or he doesn't care about getting it. Why? The ingredients that I just mentioned, along with a hybrid database and all that, all of these ingredients equal revenue, whether we like it or not. So doing what he's doing, his mind is saying, I don't need to talk about the outcome. I know what I'm making. I know what it equals. So why even focus on the money? It doesn't make sense to. You don't have to. His whole thing is, if you give somebody, like Oliver just said, we're branding. ONPASSIVE, branding, ONPASSIVE, 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 ONPASSIVE. Okay, people are going to go, what the frick is ONPASSIVE, right? When they get in, what are they looking for next? Value. How well does it work? What am I getting for my dollar? Okay, we've got them. If you have them beaten, all these ingredients, those ingredients equal revenue. He knows if he gets all these right, it's not necessary to talk about the money. And that's where MLM is reversed. Let's go for the money. They don't have the technology, they don't give value, and they don't have the other. You can call it a cake, but if you don't have the right ingredients, you got crap. And that's what happens at these companies. They focus on how much can I make, not what kind of value can I give people. And I learned this in ONPASSIVE, because you get wrapped up in this MLM mentality, or you're doing even door to door or belly to belly, whatever. It's a mentality of money. There's never a talk about quality, very little. And then even in the quality, there's not talk about value. Okay, here we have the value, the quality, the value, the quality, the technology, AI induced, it equals massive amount of revenue. He doesn't need to talk about it. Math doesn't lie. If you get the right ingredients, it equals something. And those ingredients equal a massive amount of success. Success equals money. So he's smart enough to say, I'm not focusing on that. When Jeff Bezos was in trouble in 1995, when he goes online selling crappy old used books, and Barnes & Noble jumped in, they're $1 million company, multi-million-dollar company, got together with his people, they ran into the conference room and said, we're in big trouble. You know, you're online selling used books. Guess who just started an online business? Barnes & Noble. He said, there's nothing I can do with Barnes & Noble, but I can focus on quality and give the customers what they want. Where is Barnes & Noble? I don't think they're even in business anymore. So it's what you focus on. And it's so cool that he decided, because I never hear him mention money. Never, ever. But trust me, you have those ingredients, you can't stop the money from coming. It would be impossible. Because you're going to give the quality, you're going to give everything that people want. Because if you give people what they want, you get what you want. It's the law of nature everywhere in mankind. Everything. Somebody says, I want to be seen. Shine a light on somebody else. I want to be rich. Give people quality and all the things we just mentioned. You could do it the other way. And that's why only 1% make it, 1.5%, because it doesn't work. With this system, and we all have those ingredients, all of us have those ingredients, we'll call them apples, but you're going to get a lot of apples. It's coming. Why? We're giving the consumer exactly what they want. We're giving them more than they want. We got people out here now hyping about ONPASSIVE. Ash is buddies with Elon, and Elon's in business. It's a bunch of crap. Trust me, if you told everybody the truth, they will not come in because they're going to think you're cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, okay? You have to dim it down just to get them to come in. I'm not kidding. You tell somebody the truth right now, I could get away with it 3 years ago. You go tell everybody now what we have. We bought 2 floors in Burj Khalifa. We started off in Dubai. We have buildings all over the place. We got over dozens and dozens of products, physical products. We've got 20 or 30 digital products. We've never launched yet. You get in, you win. You don't have to market. They market for you. Add all that up and see how many people you can get in. And then see how many people are trying to put a straitjacket on you because you're freaking nuts. You have to dim it down. Then when they get in, tell them the whole truth, nothing but the truth. And I'm not saying lie, but there's no reason to hype this company. You hype it now, you're making a mistake. You gotta dim it down to get people in. If I told everybody that what I know and what I believe, there's no way are they getting in. Marty, you're crazier than I thought you are. That's what you're going to get. So if you look at the ingredients of ONPASSIVE and Chef Mufarah, this is a winning recipe, and it's going to kick behind. Trust me, it's going to kick behind. Apples are coming. You just got to be in it to win it. And don't ruin what we got. And he's efficient. He has to be efficient. You learn he's learning how he would rather pay up front than pay triple later. And a lot of companies don't want to do that. They want the money now, right now. What is this costing me right now? Ask says, no. What is this going to cost me in the long run if I don't do it? Big difference. We're very lucky that he is insane. I changed it from crazy because he didn't like crazy. But that's all I got. Anyway, I'm sorry getting all hyped up. But I mean, this stuff drives me crazy.
Hey, Lynn, can I cut in here for just a second?
Please do.
Man, Marty, I love that. I love when you get on a roll because you're absolutely right. You know, I know some things and I believe things that if I were to share them with people, if people in my own family, I'm telling you, I'd get some eye rolling, and some of them would actually, they'd start talking behind my back going, yeah, we need to get him some help. It wouldn't, I think I'd love to hear what Ash is doing because I don't think he could scare me. I might scare him. But Lynn, a little bit ago, you were talking about things that are happening and people not on the outside not seeing things. And for the founders here, if we could just before I even get there, you know, the text we're talking about how when we live in someone else's house, when we're in somebody else's data system, how the control they have, they can shut us down. But it's not even that. I mean, they can charge us to be there, and they control the gateways. They control how the flow of data. They use it to their advantage, and we're paying for them to do it. And there's just a whole lot of bad stuff that could go on. So not only are we in our own house with our own rules, doing our own thing, and we're not paying somebody else, but this data systems and these data centers, they can be massive, massive, massive product and profit centers as well. And they expand in 100 different directions. That's Marty, you had already said earlier, Ash has got this mindset that goes any direction. I mean, any and all directions. We can do it. We can do it. But getting back, Lynn, when you said about things, where people don't see it, just for the founders here. If you look at, I mean, Mr. Mufaro kind of went through some of this last week, or on Monday rather. When you start looking at the branding that's going on in Dubai, you start looking at the events that we have coming up in India, the 28th and beyond. You start looking at what's happening with Obless and us getting an Obless website and it being handled as a social and corporate responsibility. You know, when we start looking at the ONPASSIVE websites that are going to be they're every 2 weeks now, and they're going to a week, and we're looking for when they're every day. I mean, that's going to be millions and millions. That's going to be billions of websites, right? When you start looking at how we've launched I won't even say launched a campaign, but we have stepped up the founder game when it comes to the founder behavior. And you start looking at the regional data centers that we're now involved in, and the Inno Labs and the prototypes that we've got, and how we laid out the financial when you start looking at all this, you have got to be hiding under a rock or blind as a bat if you're not seeing or able to see that we are not only are we here and strong, but we are moving boldly and confidently into a space where nobody's gone before. I mean, we're hitting technologies and we're hitting levels of expertise that is unheard of. So spread that around. I mean, let your teams know, guys, if you're not understanding this, if you're not seeing this, you're not looking in the right place. And if you're not active, get somebody that is active and talk to them. Start with your sponsor if you can, but get active and just start doing at least one good thing a day. So thank you, Lynn.
Yeah, you're right, Jeffrey. This company is breaking new ground, setting new records, and we are part of history in the making, and we are so excited about it. So thank you for pointing that out. Good points. All right. Anything else from our group here? Vincent, Collins, Oliver, Marty? Are we good? All right. So I think at this time, we're going to open it up now for questions and comments from our participants today. So we would like you to raise your hand, and then we will unmute you. Try to be mindful of the time that you are speaking so that we'll have enough time for everyone, all right? So a couple minutes each would be probably good. So we're gonna begin with Judy Oliver. Judy Oliver in Florida, come on down. Hi, Judy.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me now?
We certainly can. We can hear you loudly and clearly.
I just have to say that I'm sitting here overwhelmed with what I'm hearing and realizing that I started out with the US government in the first IBM mainframe with the government for Navy. And I typed on the very first personal computer. And I typed on it for 8 hours, came back the next day, and everything was erased. And I told them, don't you ever ask me to do that again. But this is so amazing to see where it's come to, what it's come to. And it's overwhelming. It really is, but I'm so excited about it. And I just keep thinking back about when it started, you know? So I just wanted to share that. And I'm just thrilled with the webinar tonight. It's really been very informative, and thank you all very much.
Thank you, Judy. I love your story of your experience. It's pretty cool, right?
And
now
cool.
You're in, it's amazing where we've come in the past couple of decades. It's just,
I know.
And think about what's coming up in the future.
I know. Exciting.
Especially with Ash Mufara at the helm.
Yes.
He's very sophisticated and he's light years ahead of his time. So we are going to be the beneficiaries as founders of this company, but the whole world is going to benefit from all the new technology that we're going to be providing the world with. Great products and great services. I'm just so excited. Are you, Judy?
Me too. I can't wait. But I'm enjoying
the future is awfully bright.
Yes.
Yes, I'm glad. I'm enjoying the journey. I think everyone here is enjoying the journey. That's part of the beauty. It's not just the outcome, but the journey along the way is just remarkable.
Yes, definitely. Well, thank you for letting me talk.
Thank you. Now we have Mohammed Tosif. Hello, Mohammed. You can come on down. Join us, please, Mohammed. You're unmuted. We can hear
Namaskar.
you. Hello.
Namaskar. Hello,
Namaskar.
namaskar.
Hello, hello. Welcome.
वेलकम वेलकम कैसे हैं? हमारा बैकग्राउंड ग्राउंड यहाँ से चेंज नहीं होते हैं, यही लिए वैसे नहीं कैमरा खोले। और इंडिया से हम ऑन ठीक ठाक हैं आप लोग।
Are you? Can you speak English? Do you know English?
हिंदी हमको हिंदी आते हैं।
If you try to speak English, because we don't know anything but English. Try your best.
इंग्लिश में हमको नहीं आते हैं बोलने के लिए, हिंदी बोलते हैं।
Oh, well, we don't really understand what you're saying, but we can hear the enthusiasm in your voice and that you're excited to be part of ONPASSIVE. So
ONPASSIVE बहुत
ONPASSIve.
मजा आ रहा है।
ONPASSIve is good, Mohammed Tosif. Right? Thumbs up, ONPASSIve.
On good.
Yes, good. ONPASSIve is wonderful. And your smile is universal. We all understand that smile. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming. We wish we could understand you, but we see your body language and your joy. So thank you for joining us. Thumbs up. Take care. All right. Take care.
Hey, Lynn, while you're waiting
Yes?
for the next hand, can I point something out that Ms. Oliver reminded me of?
Sure.
You know, when we think about the technology that we've got, and we look at the inventions that we've got, we're on par. We're at the level of, like Mr. Mufara said, you know, the Henry Fords and the Rockefellers and the Carnegies and the great inventors. And if you're looking at contemporary influences, you know, we're at the level of Steve Jobs and Bill Gates and, you know, Elon Musk. These are not fly-by-night products. These are technological wonders that are going to change the world, and everybody needs them. And when we talk about the comp plan, and Mr. Mufara talks about the math and the mathematician, now think about where he's been. He's been up there in Boston, and I'm telling you, we have MIT level mathematicians working on the. That's my opinion. I mean, but I'm telling you, he doesn't do anything halfway, and these are top of the top like everything else. So just keep that in mind when we roll things out. It's nothing to sneeze at or to look twice at. It's something that's going to be big.
As Marty says, the products that are being developed now, the physical products, are not paper airplanes. They're things that I chuckled when Marty said that. It was so funny. But what his point is that these products that we are going to come on the market over time are life-changing products, significant products. So I'm excited. I just can't wait to see these products on the market. They're coming soon. And I think they're going to improve our lives, improve the quality of lives. And as Ash Mufara said, some of these products will physically change our world. And that really made me think, okay, what does he mean by that? I just can't wait to see what it truly means. Any of you have any guesses on what he means when he says products are going to physically change our world? Any guesses? Marty, I think, had some guesses. Collins? Come on, you guys, guesses.
It's really hard to guess. But our CEO is always full of surprises, but it's really, really hard to guess. But we know when he says something, means it. And we know the product will be massive, will be huge, really, really huge. But to guess, it is difficult.
All righty. No guesses from the group here then, huh? Jeffrey, don't you have a guess?
Yeah, actually, I got a few of them, but I mean, if you look around, you gotta think about what he's saying. He's saying the world is physically going to change, and that tells me that he's talking about the composition of Earth. He's talking about mountains and landscapes and stuff like that. That's a physical change. And I mean, I saw, I think over in Saudi Arabia somewhere where they got that pine tree island. So people are doing it. But I don't know if that means he's going to be able to take land that is now not useful and turn it into something like Israel did with the deserts. I don't know if that means that he's going to, I mean, you could start thinking about this, and there's a lot of things that could be done to physically change the world. I mean, you can reroute waterways and you can do all sorts of stuff. So it's anybody's guess, but the man's light years ahead of me, so I have no idea.
He's a genius, so it's hard to keep up with him, right? But I think it's fun to guess. It keeps me going, to just kind of surmise what might be coming. It's fun. All right, thank you. We have now William Morris from North Carolina. Let me unmute you. Go ahead.
Hey, man, can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you loudly, clearly.
Fantastic. I sit here listen to these guys, these tech guys, and Jeffrey and Marty talk about this stuff, and I can't relate to a lot of it because I don't know what they're talking about. But at the same time, I got enough common sense to realize that what they're talking about is big, and I think Ash has proven to us that he's smart enough to make these changes. I mean, we see it going on, and so I just say kudos to Ash for what he's doing, and these changes that's coming. I think it's going to be good for not only us but for the world, and I'm just excited about it and ready to roll with the flow. Thank you.
Thanks, William. What I like about what you said was, even though we may not understand everything because we're not tech people like the tech pros here, it's okay. It's okay not to understand everything totally. Why? Because the company is going to do everything for us, right? The AI technology is going to do the work for us. So we are assured of success, no matter what our stance in life is, no matter our educational level, our income level, where we come from, our age, whether we have a disability or not, all of that doesn't matter when you come into ONPASSIVE. ONPASSIVE is an equalizer, right? We have often said that. It is an equalizer that makes it really, really special. And with this technology, the AI that we offer everyone, everybody's the same. Everybody has the success, the taste of success. They're going to have success in their life just by becoming part of ONPASSIVE. So that's what's really special. I agree with you wholeheartedly, William. Thank you. All right, next we have William Delorme from Canada. Hi, William.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Hello, I'll turn my camera on. Yeah, now we all know that the old way doesn't work. Like as far as earning a living, it never seems to make our dreams come true. So I know we have to feed that underlying issue that we have, because we have issues that we're going through. So I think a business is actually a good thing. Now, when I think of Dubai, when they're doing all those lights and things, and I was a taxi driver for, I'm seeing taxis flying around Dubai. Can you imagine taking a taxi ride and it's flying like in New York City or any of those things? So you can see where we're going. It's coming for sure, and fast, more than we think. So I think we don't have to think the old way. We think the new way to make it good for us, for ourselves, and to help other people. So that's the way I'm thinking.
Very good. I love that thinking. And as we say, the sky is the limit. Yeah, but with ONPASSIVE, the sky is a starting point. That's how high we're going to go in ONPASSIVE.
Say you're going to the sky, it means that you're going beyond.
Infinity, huh, William?
Yeah.
To infinity?
Infinity.
I love it. Thanks
Buzz
for sharing
Lightyear.
your outlook with us. Light years, how about that? Yeah, light years.
And I guess Tim Dillon would like that, a space travel warp drive, eh?
Definitely. I love it. Thank you so much, William. We have Gina Leva, who's here with us. She's going to bless us with her presence and her sharing. Hello.
Hi, Lynn. Thank you for having me on. I just want to speculate on some of the possibilities that the reshaping or the changing, the repainting of Earth that Ash has mentioned, in addition to what Jeffrey has said and what William suggested. I know that the high tech is going to bring us into the Jetsons world very quickly, I think. But specifically, I had originally thought of the greening of the deserts, like Jeffrey had said, that being able to utilize portions of Earth with the technology, bringing in fresh water from the atmosphere and all of those things is going to transform the Earth that is there. But I also think that with these technologies, we'll be able to utilize the spaces within the Earth, that we would be able to bring in lighting, atmospheric changes to utilize. So in a way, that would be a reshaping as well, bringing in that additional square footage, as it were. So, you know, that is just a few of the ways. Like Jeffrey and I think, are very on the same wavelength as far as high tech and, you know, consciousness and things. I think we are really headed in a beautiful way, in a beautiful direction. And to know that someone like Ash, who is pure heart, is leading that technology, that is what gives me the faith that we are in a beautiful place. And it's just because you could go the nefarious route, right? But we are going in a beautiful and loving direction. And so the technology that we develop together is going to be for the benefit of mankind. And I could not be more excited about that. So, you know, the world is our oyster. It's going to be exciting. I think whatever we conceive of, it's going to be even better with Ash at the helm. So thank you so much for having me on.
Good points. You know, this company is special because, you know, we have a genius as a CEO and founder of the company, as well as someone who has a very unique heart for humanity. So you put those two together and this company is unstoppable, really, and doing good things, not nefarious things, as he said, but good things. Thank you so much, Jean. Right, we have Mr. David from India.
Thank you, Lynn. In today's context, and where something, see, in the coming future, very soon, we all are going to living a life of full internet. Full internet means coming future, you're never going to be out of internet. You are always going to be online, 24/7, 365. And we are going to live a internet lifestyle that is called Internet of Values or Web 3.0. In that age, what is highly concerned about the people's protection, data privacy, safety, security, reliability, end-to-end encryption. all these companies, those are having data centers and all. What is data center? In other words, they are having our brains, people's brain, our brain in their centers. Whatever we are doing, our 24/7 activities. So they know our brain. So our brain must need to be protected. That's why our own data center, which we are building for the global people's brain protection, brain values, is highly required. And for this reason, we need a company, highly valuable, trusted company. And that trusted company is ONPASSIVE Technologies, trusted by 200 plus countries worldwide and expanding every second. Thank you very much. Over to me.
Thank you for that unique perspective. I liked it. Awesome. All right, now we have Mohammed Tosif. He'd like to come down again and talk to us. Let me see if I can bring him down. Hold on a second. Hello. You can unmute yourself. You can talk now. You can talk. Okay, go ahead. You can speak now. You can speak now. Okay, we can hear you now. Go ahead. Go ahead, Mohammed. You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, good to see you here. Have a good evening, or maybe it's day for you. Have a good day. Thank you, Mohammed.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
मैं मैं अररिया से ऑन पैसिव करते हैं, अररिया जिला से, बिहार से।
All right, Mohammed.
2020 में
Awesome.
मैंने ऑन पैसिव ज्वाइन किए थे। ऑन पैसिव करके मुझको बहुत मजा आ रहा है। पूरा मीटिंग वगैरह में रहते हैं हर घंटा, जस्सी सर, नीरज सर के साथ में, और इन्हीं वक्त हम लगे रहते हैं मीटिंग वगैरह में, सुनते रहते हैं। इंडिया में बुर्ज खलीफा पे मीटिंग हो रहे थे, पूरा में थे, पूरा सुन के बहुत मजा आ रहे हैं इंडिया में, और इंडिया में बहुत सारा लोग हैं। तो
Thank you, Mohammed.
Thank you.
You take care. Yeah, you're welcome.
Yes. Welcome.
All right, next we have Bruce Gerstein. How are you, Bruce?
Yeah, I'm very good, Lynn. Thank you very, very much. Mohammed, though you may not understand it, once we have O Connect, we'll be able to understand you. So
Yes.
that's able to come.
I mean, he is so, you can just hear his excitement and joy to be an ONPASSIve.
Yeah.
Even if we
Yeah.
don't know what he's saying, you can just hear his love for ONPASSIve. That was amazing.
I don't know anyone who is not excited here. I want to thank you, Lynn, and your wonderful husband, and Marty, and Jeffrey, and all the tech guys for everything that they're doing. You know, I'm not a techie at all. I have a lot of problems with understanding things, but one thing that keeps, there's one word that keeps getting in my head about everything that they talked about tonight. It's just, nobody looks at it as a spiritual term, but I do. And it's the word excellence. And everything that Ashma Farah does is with excellence. Everything he's done in forming ONPASSIve is to make sure that everything is meticulously gone over and over and over again, so that when we come out, it is seamless. The tech guys has all talked about, what they talk about was what's really important for us to understand is that all our bases are covered. Our security is covered. There's not going to be some place where we break down because there's going to be enough data centers to cover everything. And so all we have to do is just show up, show up, and be here, and be our excellent, perfect selves, and everything will be all right. That's all I got to say. That's under 3 minutes, right, Lynn?
That's right, Bruce. Such a simple thing that we have to do. Just be in it, be in the company, and do good things.
Yep.
Behave. Just
Behave
be.
ourselves,
Just
right.
be ethical, be honest, do the right thing, and success is ours.
And care for
Amazing.
others. And care
Pardon?
for others. And always
And care for others, and give back as we get rewarded with so many,
Right.
many apples to remember that we're going to give back, which I
right.
think all of us are going to do. I have no concerns about that. Thank you. All right, we have now Salma Sayed. Come and talk to us, Salma.
Hello.
Hello.
Good morning here and there good evening.
Good
Hello.
evening. Good evening. We can hear you.
Hello. How are you all, founders?
Hello.
And members and leaders? Have a good day. And I want to say ONPASSIVE is it's our dream come true. Like, yes, I'm joining in 2021 because of my kids' future. I am a widow. I am a widow woman in India, Maharashtra, Mumbai. So I have 3 kids. So I am joining for my kids. But now I feel I'm not joining in my kids. In our surrounding poor people, we are needy. We have to help them. We have to help them. We have to bless them. Yeah, we are enjoying our life also. So that's why I'm joining. So I'm so excited for this. And recently I hear Ash full name is Ashraf. In my son name also Ashraf. So when he's here, Ash's name is Ashraf. So please, Mama, call me as Ash. Me also call me Ash.
That's
So he's so
wonderful.
excited. Yeah.
Oh,
So I'm so
that is
lucky
lovely.
and so blessed. So I'm here. I'm so lucky. God is choose me here. In all founders also. Even 1.3 million founders. I saw I hear Mr. Ash, and then I think about them heart, what he thought. So I'm so blessed. I am so lucky. I am not expected in. I am this webinar's panelist. Suddenly came option, so I'm joining this. And my English is not good. Please don't feel bad.
Your English was very good. I understood you just fine. And your love for ONPASSIVE and your love for Ash Mufaro shone straight through your heart. Everybody can feel your heart and your love for the company and Ash Mufaro. You're very special. And you represent what founders are all about.
Yes.
So we're really so happy that you came today. Yes, we are blessed. We are. We are.
Yes, yes.
Thank you,
Otherwise,
Sama.
no one can hear.
Yes.
No one can understanding this procedure. No one can understanding this project.
That is right. That is right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sama. Thank you for being here.
Thank you,
Love
ma'am.
you.
Love you too.
Thank you. All right. We have now Mary Carl from Papua New Guinea. Mary, let's see, unmute. How are you, Mary? Good to see you here. Yeah. I clicked the button to unmute, so you have to just click it.
Okay.
Yes. All
Yes,
right.
thank you, Lynn. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, and to the world. Marty, Jeffrey Morlock, the tech teams. There's so many of you. But yeah, Bruce, it's nice to see you clean shaven. You look very, very slick. Well done. Okay, like what William Norris said, some of us don't even understand what the tech people are saying. We're trying our level best, but from 2020, from the time I got in up until now, I said to myself, the most simplest thing to do about this is to be engaged, to go to some of the other webinars around the world and to listen to what people are saying. That I've learned so much from all of you, not only from the Lynn and Ron show, Julian, Milo, and people like Mr. Ellis, Dan Street, Marty DeGamo, of course, he's our godfather, the link between Papua New Guinea and ONPASSIVE. And what I have felt and seen is that many people, even though not tech savvy, we have the heart, which we've seen through our CEO, Ash Mufare, and what he has done so far. So I continue to encourage my teams that, be patient, not to talk about any monetary things right now. This is not the time, because in the Bible, Ecclesiastes 3 says there is a time for everything. So if we are good Christians, we will abide by that promise and we will wait. So in the meantime, it has been a real pleasure to know people around the world. And I tell my children that if only you could go on and listen to some of these wonderful people that know this system, and they're leading us, they're guiding us, they're giving us confidence, and they're giving us faith to believe. So this is where we are at. We're doing our little things in our groups. We have 22 provinces in Papua New Guinea, and some of us that belong to the same province, we're just preparing ourselves, planning for All Bless when it comes online. But all the praise and the glory goes back to God, because Ash is an anointed person. So we love him. We love all of you that are so tirelessly working. We pray for you, the tech teams, and all of Ash Mufare's partners, but especially for you, Leadership Council members and the other founders that come online. Sometimes I wonder if you have enough hours to sleep and rest, but God has your back. So with that, may God bless each and every one of you, now and always. Thank you for allowing me on. Love you all.
Mary. Thank you. Your words are always eloquent and heartfelt. Appreciate you very much, Mary. And I do agree, we need to have faith and confidence in Ash Mufare and the company, because everything is going to work out the way it's supposed to. I feel very, very at peace with the progress of this company. I have 100% confidence, as you do as well, Mary. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lynn.
You're welcome. Hello, Momodu. How are you today, Momodu? Mr. Hard Worker?
Yes, Miss Lynn, good evening, everybody. I just want to take this opportunity just to thank the tech team, the tech Pro for taking their time and dedication to educate us about what we have. Take their time to break down, and from time, they've enlightened us and they've educated us. And also for today, I thank Mr. Mary, Mr. Jeffrey, and everybody that augment their effort, I don't have much to say. As for the data center, I just enjoy the total control that we will have as a company, the accessibility, the storage. We can store whatever we want to store, and we can access whatever we want to access, the utilization of our information, everything, just that total control that we will have, I just can't stop thanking our CEO for having such a marvelous, idea about humanity. I don't have nothing much to say but to thank him and all the leadership council that answer to his call, and all the founders all over the world, So that's the only thing I have, Miss Lynn. Thank you for allowing me to share a little bit.
Well, Modu, you're so beautiful. I've heard you before come to webinars and express your gratitude. You never take anybody for granted. You don't take Ashmafara or ONPASSIVE for granted. So I appreciate that you appreciate others. That's what's special about you, Momodu.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello, Mrs. Tanya from Bangladesh. Come talk to us, Mrs. Tanya.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I am fine, thank you, ma'am. Hello, everyone.
Very good.
Assalamualaikum. I am Tania from Bangladesh. I'm very happy for ONPASSIVE. I like it so much that I can serve people thought ONPASSIVE. ONPASSIVE has become my bread. The most favorite product is Oblaze. I still like it. We'll change the passive world, inshallah. Thank you so much, Mr. Ash Mofara and his family. And thank you so much, all LC member and all founders. Give me a chance, me. Lynn, ma'am, thank you so much. Give me a chance to take me.
Thank you, Mrs. Tanya, for speaking. That was lovely. Please come back to our webinar again and speak. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. All right. Next, we have Tina Go from Singapore. How are you, Tina?
Hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon to everyone around the world. Hello, OTech team. Lynn, always my dearest, beautiful soul. Jeffrey Malak and my big guy, Marty. How are you? Okay, I'm going to talk about what Marty said a little bit about Ash being the chef. So I'm sure that he's got a lot of ingredients out there in his mind for the future of ONPASSIVE in terms of technology and also in terms of physical product, which I hope that he's thinking of developing for us in the future. Because I think the ingredients, like what Marty said, is revenue, and having new ingredients added into the pot would be our sustainability in the future of ONPASSIVE. I also wish to just mention about what I think one of the tech teams, I'm not sure whether it was Colin or Oliver, mentioned about customer satisfaction. And it's so true that customers' experience is also another aspect. To be a satisfied customer, the experience within your online journey is very important as well. And now I'm coming up to what Lynn was asking earlier, guesses for what Ash is going to have for us in the future. I know that everyone now probably looking forward to, which I too am looking forward to, the smart screen that we go flip, 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 going through the internet without the physical screen. But knowing Ashmo Farah's heart, he will probably look at things that is really for blessed movement, things like 3D homes, which is already available, things like for food, the future technology of food to be able to create food coming from the technology with dairy products. The other one is, I'm sure he's probably looking at, is what he mentioned about the Wright brothers. For all you know, we're going to have flying taxis in the future bearing the ONPASSIVE logo. But closer to my heart as well, I'm looking at the medical technology for the more accurate diagnostics, which I hope is in the pipeline for ONPASSIVE. This is like we have reading robots for people who have very serious multiple sclerosis. With things like now, when we have back fractures, I fall a lot, especially from my bike while I'm cycling. So I wouldn't want to break my bones, but I know that with 3D printing of bones, it can help me heal much faster as well. Another future thing, what I would like to know, especially so with our members who are very fashionable, would be wearables. So, I mean, we all have smartphones, and mine is charging at the moment. But imagine having wearing clothes that can hear what we say, going shopping and say, and wearing the clothes to say, where can I buy this dress from? And then what I'm wearing telling me, oh, well, you can do it online, or you can do it physically at one of the main shops in Louis Vuitton or in Chanel, that kind of thing. So that is what I'm really looking forward to in terms of the future technology. But coming back to today's topic of regional data centers, Singapore is one of the hubs for regional data center, and because of that, we are one of the top carbon burners here in our tiny island, and especially so because of our tropic temperature. So what I really would like to see is our data centers regionally or locally to be built in with green technology. That's what I would love to see, so that we all could be cool at the same time while we're surfing the internet and in living in the future of technology. Thank you very much, Lynn, for letting me speak. I've done speaking. I hope everyone is excited, more as excited as I am for what the ingredients that our chef Ash has for us. Thank you, Lynn.
Thank you, Tina. Tina is a technology lover, and although she may not be an IT person, oh my gosh, she knows a lot just from reading and taking an interest in what's happening, right? She's always excited about technology. So thank you for sharing those ideas with us. All right, next we have, I'm going to go in for those who have not spoken yet. So our next person who has not yet spoken is Violet Ryan. Hi, Violet.
Hello.
Hello.
I just want to tell everybody, or thank everybody that spoke today, that gave us so much information that our head's breaking, or at least mine is. It's got so much, it's big one. Anyway, also, I still think that heaven is missing an angel, and he's down here on earth as Mufara. And what else? Oh yeah, some of the things that we, because we're such a big conglomerate of people, when somebody has an idea, there could be somebody in ONPASSIVE that could make that idea better or more efficient or available, which I've already seen where somebody needed something and another ONPASSIVE person texted the answer to her problem and how she can get it. But a lot of things here, like technology, there's no limit to it, judging from what we're seeing now. So yeah, just keep your head to the ground. I'm really looking forward to helping. I help a lot now, but we're going to do more. And yeah, and God bless you all, and hope you have a great evening. Well, it's evening for me. I don't know about anywhere else.
Thank you for sharing that, Violet. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right, next, yeah, you're welcome. Next we have Mohammed Siad. How are you, Mohammed? Share with us your thoughts. Just click the button to unmute. I allowed you to unmute. Mohammed. Okay, while we wait for Mohammed, we'll go on to David Otto from Canada.
Sorry, I'm here.
Oh, go ahead, Mohammed. Well,
I just don't have a question, but I have just something that I want to share, like experience that I had with the founders. You know how ONPASSIVE made a global family, and it's like every city in the world that you go, there's someone that's there as a founder that you don't know. And I met somebody in my town here. I live in a small place just across the border of Detroit, Windsor, Ontario. And I met someone that's ONPASSIVE member. Now we gotta getting close and getting to know the how to bring in people together and how to like network and connect with the other ONPASSIVE members in our community. And it's been a great network so far. And I'm really, really excited to meet up with the new people every day.
that was lovely. Thank you. It's from the heart. Thank you, Mohammed.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Appreciate all the work that you guys do. And I'm always here listening and learning. And I always share what I learned from here with the rest of the other founding members that I know.
That's wonderful. It's good to share your thoughts and ideas. Appreciate you very much.
Thank you. Take care. Good night.
Good night. Next, we have David Otto from Canada. How are you today, David?
I'm fine, thank you. How's everybody?
Great.
Good? Okay. I've just been going along with the process and everything. I'm enjoying all of it. And I was just thinking like, okay, a bunch of people have children involved. I think it'd be pretty cool to have a webinar and listen to the kids and see what they want to say and what they're thinking. You know, that'd be kind of cool. And another thing I was thinking, we could come out with computers, laptops with ONPASSIVE already on it. You know, stuff like that, right? So I'm just enjoying it all. Like I get on here and I get lost for words. So I mean, there's a lot to be excited about. And I'm just waiting for the next best thing, because you know it's always going to be good. And
yes, definitely.
Next time I get a chance to say thanks to Ash, I'm pretty sure I won't break down in tears. Okay, well, that's all I want to say for now. But everybody have an ONPASSIVE day or night, and wherever you are. Thank you. I'm done.
We can't hear you, Lynn.
She's frozen. She's frozen.
Hey, Lynn, your voice completely went out. You got the Marty syndrome today, I think.
Can't hear you.
Can't hear you. Nope.
Lynn, you want me to just call the next hand? Just say yes or no with your head.
Yep.
Let me turn my headset off. My computer. So can you guys hear me just through my computer?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just do without my AirPods. It's been a challenge tonight, but somehow I'm still on this webinar. That's a blessing in and of itself. So what we want to do is, oh, now it's working, I think. I want to ask Sudame to unmute. Go ahead and speak, Sudame. There you go. You're unmuted. Good to see you here.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. How are you all?
Very well.
My name is Shumedha De.
Sumeda. I'm sorry, I pronounced your name wrong. Sumeda.
Yes, you talked to me, you told me. So my name is Shumedha De. I am 10 years old and I am a child founder of ONPASSIVE. So I am from India, Kolkata, West Bengal. I am so lucky from Ashmufar side. He is very kind-hearted person. His thinking is like a god. His thinking is help to many people in world. His thinking is many people helped by his thinking. So I am very glad because I am a founder of ONPASSIVE. And today I am so happy because you called me. And I joined this webinar. So Ashmufar sir is the CEO of our ONPASSIVE. So ONPASSIVE is an AI-based technology company. So it helps it converts the company into offline to online, and it is a robotic company. A system company, and I don't know what I am telling because I am so excited for 15 May Sunday, 15 May. So let's see what happened in 15 May.
That's wonderful. My goodness, you're very mature and sophisticated. How old are you? How old was it? How old? 10?
Yes.
Wow, pretty good for 10 years old. You know more than lots of adults do, honestly. So I give you credit. And this is why people, we have O Junior. This is an example of what the youth of today can do. Think out of the box, very, very sophisticated in the delivery. I was just very impressed. Thank you so much for sharing with us. Does anybody want to ask? Anyone on our panel here have any questions? Are we good? Thank you so much for being here. And we look forward to seeing you grow up in ONPASSIVE and to see your development and your growth. It's going to be exciting.
Yes, my father and mother and sister is also family of ONPASSIVE.
Woohoo!
Founder
family.
Founder family.
Thank you so much. Awesome. All right, now we have, take care. Thanks for being here. All right, next we have Nathan from PNG. Let me see, I'm gonna unmute.
And I love Julian and Milo show.
Oh, you love Julian Milo show. We all do too. Awesome. Nathan, okay, you're unmuted, Nathan. Just go ahead and speak.
Okay, thank you.
Good morning from KNG. Good evening, wherever you are. If your word is night. Thank you for the show, portraits, the whole tech team is doing great. We are all getting educated, getting informed, and we are ready to get into the things to say. One, I realized the vision Mr. Mufari had. I realized that he had two things in common. One is to lift up humanity, and the other is to pursue his dream to save the planet from all that is happening with the carbon pollution and all that. And I believe he's got the solutions in his hands. We are at the right place. We are in for the bigger paradigm, but we are the shift. And that's what he is now telling us. So I am so proud to be in a company that is of that scale. It's so huge, so big, that I see that PNG is just a drop in the ocean. It will change in no time. My word for our fellow Papua New Guineans is to not to jump up and down, try to fumble here and there and make our own story. The man is in charge. The man in charge, he knows where he's going and he will take us home. This place will change. Our place will change. The planet will change. Every life on the planet will change. Thank you. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Nathan. Good to see you here. So nice that you joined us. All right, next we have Naga. It's a pleasure's mine. Naga, who is from India, but who works in Nigeria for many years. He's with us today. How are you, Naga?
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Lynn. Namaste. Thank you, everybody, all the panelists, Julie Nagar, everybody. I'm very happy to stay with you, ma'am. I just we have discussed yesterday with our elders and youngers in our founder colleagues. We can say founder colleagues. We should not say founder even team also. we are everybody the same. So that's what I say. Founder colleagues we are. So they are afraid actually. Some people are afraid. What happened? Why it was delaying? Why, something like that they are telling. So I have just told them, anything happens in our multinational company, they should come conclude until the remedy will happen. Remedy will come out. Whatever the remedy will come out, they will think about it. They will conclude the remedy and everything. Then only they will come back to start very clean. Nothing will happen, and it will come very strong and continue our company, so that it will go very smooth. That is what I have told them. Actually, in English, I cannot explain very well. Maybe I think in our languages, I can talk very well with them. So I have worked in Lafarge, multinational company, and also before I worked in Tata Cements also. So that Tata Cements sells to Lafarge. So in Lafarge, they are very conscious about safety. So they hold one safety, and all the company has changed with that safety and customer care, everything. So suggestions, implements, and gift givings and award givings, so that everything is changed. Everything we get a production #1 production in our country that time. So I have 32 years experience in my age in my field, so that I get a knowledge about that. I am actually I'm working as a instrumentation department. So instrumentation also have automations, everything. So I saw fiber optic cables, running plants, everything like that. So I can understand what is going on.
That is very cool, Naga, that you understand on that level. Pretty awesome. But I also know something that when the apples come, you're probably going to go back home to India, right?
Thank you, ma'am. I'm very much happy with that.
I
Yes,
know you're
ma'am.
looking forward to being back home with family and friends. And I'm excited for you. And it's because of Ashma Farah and ONPASSIVE that this dream will come true for you, huh, Naga?
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. When apples come, we are coming to see you with my family in USA.
Okay, we'll meet together. That'll be fun for all of us. Thanks for being
Yes,
here,
ma'am.
Naga. Thank you. All right, we're
Thank
gonna
you,
have
ma'am.
our two final speakers. We'll have Sama and then Pratap will be our two last speakers.
Hey,
Hear me?
Jaden.
Two last speakers. Yes, Marty?
Oh, sorry. No, I'm talking to my grandson and I have my mic on. So sorry.
Oh, no problem at all. So we're going to have Sama and Pratap as our last speakers, and then we're going to wrap it up. I want to give our tech guys the opportunity to say something, and Jeffrey and Marty as well. And then we're going to call it a night, and for some of you, call it a day. So right now we'll go to Salma. If you could say your thing in a couple minutes, because we're about to wrap up, Salma. Okay, let me unmute you. Okay, yourself.
Hello, ma'am. I want to ask a question. We can use our product in mobile phone. Other people, we are a founder, not a customer, not a reseller. But another people, they are very poor. Like our using Zoom and FB and WhatsApp, Insta, everything, just log in and use. That like app we have, we are using free. Just log in and use it.
Okay.
Who wants to take that? Let me answer it.
Okay, Collins, go for it.
Yeah, so most of our applications are web-based applications, so you can use it on your mobile phone. They will not charge you. The only good thing is you need to have internet connection and you'll get it. So web-based application is powerful. You know, the reason a lot of people are just looking at the little app where you need to go through the Apple store or the Android store to get the app. You know, when it comes to that, I know our CEO is thinking about that, and maybe one day they'll build up. But for now, remember, we have web-based, and with web-based, you can go anywhere. Just go to Safari and then Google it. You go in and then get the product. There are a lot of products that are web-based. You don't really need to have an app to download it. So I don't know if it makes sense. Most of it, you have app. For instance, I will go back to Skype. If you know Skype product, Skype was a web-based application. It's not an app. The moment you download it, you have the icon and the icon just display. You click on it, but it's web-based application.
Salma, does that make sense to you? So you don't need an app per se because our products are web-based, internet-based. So everyone should have access without needing an app per se. Does that make sense, Salma? Oh, wait, I guess I have to ask you to unmute. Okay, go ahead and speak. Does that make sense, Salma?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. Yay!
We are so in it to win it.
We are in it to win it. Yes, that's right. Thank you, Salma, for your question. Hi, Pratap. Good to see you.
Hello, Lynn, ma'am. Hello, everyone. Good evening,
Hello.
good afternoon, good morning, whatever you have. I'm so happy to be here. Still, I'm in the happy mode. Why? Because whenever I log in the unpassive.com, it's beautiful. I don't know how can I express my words. I'm really in festive mode. I hope everyone will be in the same mood. I think so. And we are so lucky because why? Because we are watching the new technology, new innovation very close. Really, we are so lucky to be part of in this family. And I want to say thank you so much, Ash Mufare and his team, and LC members. You people are doing a wonderful job. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. Okay, so am I going to be a softie and squeeze Shaktaj in? I think I will. So Shaktaj, you're going to be the last speaker, and you have a couple minutes to speak, all right? Wait, my mouse is giving me trouble. Okay, I asked you to unmute.
Good morning and good evening to all the leaders and all the founders all over the world.
Good evening, good morning.
Madam, everything is fine. ONPASSIVE is a done deal. There is no doubt in it. Just to have a question, I am facing a problem from last 1 week that I am unable to join one of my friend who is from Dubai. Recently, after we had an event in the last month on the Burj Khalifa, so they are very excited to join ONPASSIVE. But from the last 1 week, when I am sending my registration link, they are unable to get joined. Why? Because they are not receiving the activate account mail.
Okay.
Neither I am also not getting any mail. Actually,
Okay.
I have sent.
Shake, hold 1 second. We do have founders only webinars every Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern. You can convert it to your time in India. So technical questions like that can be asked at the founders only webinar, because this today is a public webinar to the entire world, founders and guests as well. We don't want to overwhelm them with technical information that they cannot relate to. So if you could hold that question till Monday, that would be the appropriate place to ask your question. All right?
Okay. Thank you, madam. Thank you, madam.
Thank you for your understanding. I appreciate you very much. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
All right, so now we're going to wrap it up. I want to give Jeffrey and Marty a chance to speak, as well as our tech professionals, and then we're going to wrap it up. So Jeffrey, did you want to say anything? Well, let's start with Marty. Marty's got his hand up. Go ahead, Marty. Take the floor, Marty.
Yeah, I just put my hand up to see if he'd let me talk. I don't have anything. Thanks.
We're wrapping up. Did you have any final words before we go, Marty? Your words of wisdom.
I have no words of wisdom, but I am going to say good night and have a great weekend. I'll probably see you all 50 times before the weekend's out. But anyway, have a great weekend.
Thanks, Marty. Jeffrey.
No, I think it's been a wonderful evening. I have just really enjoyed this, and I enjoy the format so much. Thank you so much for having me here, and everybody here. Wow, what an interactive group! What a great group, man! I'm looking at all the smiles and just loving life, you know. So thank you. Hey, and I agree. I like the beard cut there, Bruce. Man, you look younger. You looking pretty handsome there, fella.
All right. Thank you, Jeffrey. Let's see who's left. We got Vincent, Oliver, and Collins.
Okay. Thank you, Lynn, and thanks to all the participants for this wonderful webinar. So the star for today is Bruce. So thank you, guys, and I hope to see you next week for another wonderful webinar. But today we have, tomorrow, I would say tomorrow, we have IT Talk Tech Pro webinar is 11 a.m. So I invite you all for this wonderful year.
11 a.m.
11 a.m. Yeah. So we all invited for this wonderful webinar. So thank you again and have a wonderful evening, everyone.
Thank you, Vincent. Let's have Oliver speak. Oliver, want to tell people the topic of the OTEC Pro webinar tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern.
Hi, everybody. Just want to thank everybody that I hope you go back home with something, and we are sorry if you didn't really understand what we're saying, but it's just to a little bit of education about how our data center our multi-region data center is and how it's going to benefit us. You don't really need to really understand everything. Everything is done for us, but it's very good for us to understand your business. This is your business. It's something we have to understand it and know your business. So tomorrow we have same topic, multi-region data center. Still what we'll be talking about tomorrow, and we'll expatiate on it a little bit. So thank you. Good night, and it was nice being here with you guys. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you, Oliver. And now we have Collins.
Yes, thank you, Lynn, Marty DeGamo, Jeffrey, you hear Chris Johnson, Julie, everyone is here, and all the Leadership Council member I've not mentioned. Yeah, it was a really great webinar, as Oliver said. We're not here like to really break down IT stuff, but we're just trying to make people understand what is a data center. You don't really need to know, as Oliver said, it's all done for you. But sometimes a little bit is really necessary. The reason why we are doing this is for a lot of founders who don't really understand that ONPASSIVE is an IT company, to start to get that knowledge, because a lot of people see it as a business. They don't even know the type of business. They see it as an online business. And that word online business sometimes doesn't really go down well. But when you start to see it as a massive, a giant global IT company, bigger than what you ever think, you know, that's when you start to understand the magnitude of this company and what our CEO, Mr. Ash Mufara, is trying to put together to help mankind. And once you see it in that direction, like we're talking about Apple, you know, Google, all of those companies, you know, they are all IT companies, but we're talking of something that is massive, more than that. You know, that will be a big player in the IT domain. And that's why we just decided to take this initiative to try to, explain a lot of things to the founders, to say, look at this, look at the product, their digital product that will save, a 5.5 billion users. Look at what we are having, look at data center, look at all of this type of thing, look at physical product. No normal company will do this, except an IT company that will go ahead to build this with real engineers, real office, and real people sitting down, developing all this technology, So it's just like giving that idea for all the founders to have confidence in what Mr. Ash Mufara is doing. That will help not only the founders, but a lot of people that will come after the founding position is closed to come and then participate again and use the product as well. Major company will come to buy this product, to subscribe and use it. A lot of big company, they are just waiting because they are dying to see something like this. A lot of companies that before they complete their job, they've used 5, 6, 7, 8 applications. But now we just have it in a single place, and it will really save the world immensely. So that's the understanding we are bringing on the table for the founders to start to see this and know that what Mr. Ash Mufara developed for 3 years, one product will take almost 4 or 5 years, but we're talking about lots of products just for 3 years. It's something unbelievable. And that is why a lot of people will never believe this. Like Maddy said something, he said, you know what, if they tell us in the beginning, even me, I said it, I was just thinking, the time I joined ONPASSIVE, it was something else, digital marketing platform. Assuming you tell me, I know, okay, physical product, I know that products are there, but if you tell me data center is included, physical product, you know what, I wouldn't have even joined. I would say, no, it's a lie. You can't do this for 2 years or 3 years, except you are really, maybe you employ the whole world, but we're just having it now because of the technology. So just want to thank everyone here. Let's have faith in our CEO and let's believe in the process and the products because it will change the world. Thank you very much, Lynn. And thank you, everyone.
I loved your concluding comments. You said it all. And we're all in it for the long haul. And we're all going to be blessed beyond words because we have faith and confidence in ONPASSIVE. And we are all in it to win it. So at this time, I would like to give my thanks to everyone who has made this webinar possible week in and week out. It takes a lot of helpers to get the webinar going and maintaining it. So I want to first of all thank Marty DeGarmo, who allows us to use the corporate account and live streams this webinar so that the world can see what ONPASSIVE is about and they can hear your hearts and your thoughts. That's really, really special. Thank you to Chris Johnson, who helps in the background. He helps post our webinar in the back office. And I really depend on Chris a lot. Thank you for Julie, who helps in the background. Thank you to Bill Must, who creates the Zoom backgrounds that we use. Thank you to Jeffrey Morlock, who has created the promotional graphics that we use to make people aware of this webinar. And that's really, really important. And we appreciate Jeffrey's patience in dealing with me and adjusting the graphics so that the low vision can see it. You know, for me, it's important that everyone, we want to provide universal access. So even in our graphics, we try to make sure the font is clear and that the images are easy to see. And Jeffrey is very, very patient with me in accommodating what I request of him. So thank you very much to Jeffrey. He's also making the graphics, promotional graphics for our OTEC webinar. And again, Bill Must provides our Zoom background, which we just love. It's just gorgeous. So thank you to Bill Must as well. And finally, I want to thank our tech team who meet with me. We all meet together every week to plan the topic of the webinar. We hash it out. We adjust it according to what's happening within ONPASSIVE. And we want to be timely. We want to be offering material that is of value to you and that makes sense to all of you. Our goal is to provide enough value that you'll come back in, to see us every week, you know, and we hope to continue to provide high quality content to you. And we want to thank you, the attendees, for coming and supporting our webinar and for spreading the word and telling people to come and attend. We appreciate you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So at this time, we're going to all unmute and say bye-bye, and we'll see you next week, Friday, same time at 8 p.m. Eastern. Thank you again from all of the tech team and Marty and myself. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Lynn. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. You all have a great day.
Hi, everybody.
Bye.
That was a good one.
It was a great introduction. Not much of it.
Back from Pennsylvania.
Good
night, everyone.
Bye,
everybody.
You are much love.
Bye,
Much
Marty.
light.
Marty.
Good night,
Jesus
Marty.
gone.
Have a good night.
Come
You
on.
will. Marty, big love you. Bye.
Jessica, there's Who loves you, baby? Who loves
Good
you?
night, everyone. Hi, Elman. Hey, G. Hi, G.
Oh, Jack used to say that.
Florida girl.
I hear you.
Yes, yes.
Hi, Barry.
I'm still saying goodbye.
Hi, Jeffrey.
Kumbaya. Shalom.
Good night.
Hi, Jeffrey. Hey, brother,
There's Francesca.
Have a great day.
Countryside.